never justified. I have a conservative friend who served very uh, a high role in the governor's office a few administrations back here in California, and I won't name him, but in a lot of our extensive conversations, I would say, arguments, just to be completely honest.
Arguments.
Yeah. About our differing opinions. He claimed that the conservatism mind is the difference between a liberal or a progressive minded thinker versus a conservative, what can I talk? A conservative thinker is that a conservative is more willing to accept that we are primitive beings and that we are acting honestly about the way that we're designed and wired to be, that we are violent creatures, that we are hateful creatures, that we are judgmental, that these are things we cannot control as human beings. This is how we're designed to be.
Yeah. I would have to say that is
I was outright.
Enraging.
It's enraging.
Incorrect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a test of, patience, to say the least,
Right.
to hear that from somebody who worked in the governor's office, to explain it that way.
Yeah.
Because why would we accept that? Why would we accept our primitive...
Yeah. That's what breeds indifference to things like what's happening in Portland.
Right.
Like, no, we're not innately hateful, violent, spiteful creatures. I just don't believe that. Like, as a Muslim, as a woman...
I believe that at our primitive level, without deep consideration and education and being well informed, without effort and discipline, yes, we have tendencies to have raging emotions that make us act certain ways, but we should be better than that,
Yeah,
right? What is the
absolutely.
point of education? What is the point of culture? What is the point of trying to be better as human beings, right?
Yeah.
But then that leads me to that question of, why is it so hard to fight for humanity? Why is that an argument that we have to constantly
Yeah.
push for?
It's an excellent
And
question.
the answer is because, and we go right back to the concept of oppression. Oppression is maintained by the status quo and the dominant group over a subordinate group because they want to maintain authority and control and power.
Mm-hmm.
So to make a person less than perpetuates the ability to assert control. And when you have power, it feels good.
Feels like you did something.
Yeah, you feel like you run the world.
Yeah.
And that's the justification for why we like to dehumanize.
Yeah.
It's easier to control people when we dehumanize them.
Absolutely.
So that's what we're fighting against.
Got hella deep, Liz.
I know. I didn't even mean to. But here we are. I really want to thank you for joining us and having this talk. There's so much to dig here, but, in shows prior, I've had a lot of different guests all at the same time. And I felt that it had its benefits, but we weren't ever able to really delve in to a subject matter in a real in-depth way. And so I think this is on episode 8 here. We're finally getting into a place that's a little bit deeper, because I know we're just scratching the surface still. And I definitely hope that I haven't offended anybody. We're only trying to, encourage critical thinking, challenging what we hear and read and see, and searching for truth and seeking, for the truth, and then, applying the questions why, what drives our behaviors and what drives us to be in this struggle. And at the end of the day, we're all struggling together globally. And at the very least, it's a very sad, state of affairs for us to be having an internal war here in our own country, when it's a time when we really should be coming together and helping each other out.
Yeah.
So
I think we need to have an internal revolution.
Yeah.
That's what comes first.
Yeah. And I think that's why everything we just talked about really comes down to that bottom line, is healing ourselves, and always having just a little bit more compassion than we have currently.
Mm-hmm.
You know, to
striving for that.
yeah, striving for
compassion.
that.
Absolutely.
It's not easy, you know. I lose patience all the time, but I always try to check myself and remember, you know, was there compassion at the base of that, you know, of that action or that act? So this definitely won't be the end. It definitely won't be the last conversation we have. But
Yeah.
thank you so much
Of course.
for
Thank you.
delving into
It's
this
a
with me.
privilege.
Thank you.
Truly.
Yeah. So I will also want the audience to be, you know, aware that this lovely Raven here is also a professional singer. We were able to have a little session, so that's going to be following this clip. So please stay tuned to hear Raven's beautiful angelic voice singing for you just a little joyful tune, one of my favorites actually. So please enjoy, and we hope that you are taking good care of yourself, and join us for our next episode. Until then, please take care.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.